What is up everyone, my name is Jasper and in today's video I wanted to talk about a service that Niche Website Builders is offering. So if you haven't heard of Niche Website Builders before, they're basically this very large company that offers services for basically everything that has to do with building a website. Of course their name already suggests that, but seriously, they offer content writing services, link building services and even complete done-for-you websites. I also read that they recently announced their internal linking service, so they basically offer everything that has to do with building a website. But they reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and we collaborated on my channel here. I had one of the founders, Adam Smith, over on my channel and I also was featured on their podcast. Now, Niche Website Builders is run by Mark Mars and Adam Smith. They are both amazing guys and I had the pleasure of meeting both of them in York during the affiliate gathering. Now they were amazing guys and we had a beer together and it was just a great time. But they also offered me 4 free months of one of their services. Now this service is their HARO outreach service, which stands for Help a Reporter Out. And they offered me 4 free months of it. So HARO outreach is something that I've always been pretty interested in. So there's someone on the Project 24 forum who's absolutely killing it with both websites, but also with his HARO outreach. He's talking about how he's getting links from websites that you normally just don't get a link from. Things like MSN, Business Insider, stuff like that. So that's really where the power of HARO outreach lies. Now they offered to do it for me for free for 4 entire months. So that's very generous of them and I'm super interested to see the results. So as I just said, HARO stands for Help a Reporter Out. And the way it works is it almost functions the same as a sort of job board. So the reporters, they have their questions for their articles and they can post their questions onto HARO. Then we as the source can come in and we can answer those questions with the hope of receiving a backlink out of that. Now of course not every answer that you provide and that is used will end up in a backlink, but there's a good chance that it will. Now one of the things is that of course you need to do a lot of pitching because not every answer that you provide will be used and not every answer that is used will be a backlink. So HARO outreach basically comes down to pitching, 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 pitching and pitching. And that is why I really enjoy a service like this, because HARO is really time extensive. And especially for someone who's working on their portfolio on their own, HARO may just suck a little bit too much time away from what's actually important, which is the content creation. Now that's something where a service like this is super helpful, because there's a lot of upside to doing HARO outreach and receiving these backlinks. Now it also doesn't help that I'm from the Netherlands and most of these journalists are from the US, and since they need to meet their deadlines, they often post their questions at times where it's midnight for me, so I can't even answer them. So having a service like this do the heavy lifting for you while I'm working on content creation, keyword research or other important stuff, it's just super helpful. So that is where this Niche Website Builder service comes in. And before we go into the order process and my experience so far, I want to mention that in the description down below, you can find an affiliate link. Now this affiliate link will take you to a 10% discount code and you can use this for either 10% discount on your backlinks or 10% more content if you decide to order content instead. Now one more thing to note about that is that from May the 18th, so that's next week, starting from next week, this discount code will be bumped up to 15%. So you either get 15% more content or a 15% discount on your links. So if you're interested in any of their services, make sure to go down to the description, sign up for the discount code and you will get a nice discount. So what does this service actually include? Well, first off, you of course need to order your HARO outreach. And this can be done either by going through my affiliate link and save yourself 10% off, or just going straight to their website and ordering that way. Now what this will do is right now there's a different order screen than when I first ordered, but right now it's actually more beneficial because right now they guarantee you DR40 plus backlinks, and when I ordered it was DR20. So Niche Website Builders will be doing the heavy lifting for you and they will be pitching and doing the hard work until you get 5 DR40 plus backlinks to your website. Now the great thing is that they promise you DR40 or more, so everything that is under DR40 will be provided to you for free. Now on top of that they promise you DR40 plus backlinks, but they also have to be do follow, so every no follow link is also provided to you for free. Now the price for a monthly plan is $2,000, which basically comes down to a DR40 link for $400. Now when you take into account that there's also going to be a couple of no follow links in there and some backlinks from sites that have a DR lower than 40, it's actually a pretty good deal. So when you compare the pricing, they currently have a one-off plan, which is just for 1 month, and then a monthly subscription plan. You can go whatever one you like, but once you've ordered, you will schedule an onboarding call with them. Now, I mentioned before how Mark and Adam are both fantastic guys, but that also shows in their team because the customer support so far has been absolutely fantastic. They've been so helpful. They've answered every single question I would ever have. I am just one email away and they will get back to me in a timely fashion. But we scheduled the onboarding call and they basically took me the entire process. So first off, we of course got to know each other, but then they went into the details of what's going to happen. And the first thing we discussed is what site is actually going to receive these backlinks. Now I took one of the sites from my portfolio, which I will review in a later video, but I took one of those sites and we kind of came up with a plan for that. So I took one of my sites and after that they went through the timeline. Now the timeline for HARO outreach is a little bit longer than you maybe would have thought. So I mentioned how HARO is just really time extensive and you need to pitch and even more pitching. So it just takes a lot of time. And Mark Mars told me during the affiliate gathering that they typically see responses and results from their pitches only 2 or 3 months later. So you don't really have any immediate results, which is why I don't have any results to show in this video right now. But it will take its time, but it does work. So that's what they reassured me, and they of course told me that every no-follow and DR under 40 link will be free. So they basically just talked me through the entire process. Then we arrived at a point where they asked me if I wanted to create a new persona, if I wanted to use my own name, or if I wanted to go with the writer for the website. Any of the options were fine and they would just create a HARO profile for whichever one I chose. Now if I were to create a new persona, they would also make the about page for me, so everything was just handled. So we got to an agreement, and because I wanted to check out what creating a new persona would be like, just so I can share it in my video, they basically came up with a picture, a name and a background story for this persona, which just all seemed really legit. Then they also talked me through how the reporting was going to go, and since I got 4 months of this HARO outreach service, they are going to send me 4 reports. So 1 report per month, and in this report you can see a lot of data. So first off, you can see the person they pitched to and what site they work for. Then you can see when they pitched this person. Then you can see the time difference between the pitch and between when the link was placed or when the link is not yet placed. Then you can see the DR of the website, when the link was placed, and a link to where the link was placed. So it's just a really nice overview of the actual results of the service. So far I got 1 report, which I will cover in the next video, but I can say that I already did receive 1 backlink and it looked pretty solid. So with that in mind, I'm super excited to see what the rest of these months will be like, what kind of backlinks I'm going to receive, if they're niche relevant or if they are more relevant towards the persona or person that they're answering the questions as. But I'm just overall super excited. So far I've had a great experience and I cannot wait to see what the results will be in the end. So this is going to be a 3-part series, and of course this video is all about my first impressions and experiences so far. Now the second one is going to be somewhere halfway through these 4 months period, and I'm just going to give an update on how things are going, what these reports are looking like, and anything other notable things that have happened. And then of course one last video when the order is finalized and everything is done. Now so far I have to say I am super impressed with both the quality of the customer service, but also with how everything is ordered. Everything is just very insightful and nothing is like cluttered or stuff like that. It's just really easy to see what they're doing and to kind of keep track of the progress. Now I did say that our customer service is really good and that they're also pretty honest, and one of the questions I had for them is what kind of niches benefit the most from HARO? And their answer was pretty straightforward. Basically any niche can benefit, but niches like the health niche or business finance niche, stuff like that, they typically tend to do the best. But honestly, most niches will have benefit here. And the main benefit, of course, is that with HARO you can get links that you wouldn't normally be able to buy. Links from Business Insider, from MSN, maybe even news websites. These are typically links that you cannot buy, but you can actually naturally receive them through HARO. And that is what I'm most excited for. I hope to maybe see a backlink from a big news site or from a Business Insider, something like that. That would be absolutely fantastic, and I think that would do a really nice job at bumping up my DR. So just quickly going over the stats of my site right now, my DR is only 1.8 according to Ahrefs, and I have 336 linking websites with 60% of them being do follow. Then I have about 4,400 backlinks with about 83% of them do follow, and I'm excited to see how this will change. Now I think the individual backlinks aren't going to go up by all that much because they promise 5 backlinks per month, but I think the DR is going to benefit the most from this. Now of course, having a higher DR is only an arbitrary number that is set in place by Ahrefs, but it does really help with the protection of your website. So what a lot of people do, they just basically look up sites with low DR and they just copy everything that these sites are ranking for because they know they're easy targets. And that's really why I've been getting into link building lately. It's something that has never really been on the forefront of my mind, but I do now see that it's just a layer of protection that is probably pretty necessary. And not only is it a layer of protection, but it also of course helps with ranking. Now lastly, one quick reminder before I sign off, and that is if you click on the affiliate link down in the description below, you will land on this page right here. It's a custom landing page, which is really cool. This is me of course, and then you can claim your discount code. So I just quickly wanted to go over what you can actually claim. So we start off with 10% more content on content subscriptions. This is of course pretty straightforward, but also 10% more content on one-off orders and done for you orders. Then there's also a 10% discount on any link building services, and you can claim your coupon here. Now what you can do is this. So this is basically all of their services in a nutshell. First off, content creation, of course. Once again, this is a no-brainer for any sort of website or company that offers services to bloggers. They can create articles for you. Then there's also link building, and I've tried the HARO outreach service, but they offer a lot more link building services. So right here you can see niche edits, guest posts, shotgun skyscraper, link packs at discounted rates. There's just a lot of stuff that they offer, and the discount code will be available for all of these. Lastly, there's also the done for you websites, and this is something that is really interesting. It is a little expensive, but this is something I would probably like to try at least one time in the future. You can order an entire website, so they will make everything for you. Do the keyword research, set up the site, do the logo, do all the privacy policy pages and stuff like that, and do the content for you. I believe there's a total of 100 articles on this, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But you can order an entire website here if you want to. Now lastly, they also have their H-domain services, and they will basically just help you and hold your hand almost when you're buying an H-domain. They'll help you do your due diligence. They will also provide you with 100,000 words of content and stuff like that. So if you're interested in any of these services, you should definitely click on the link below and you should sign up and claim your 10% discount code. Now other than that, I really want to thank you all for watching. I'm super excited to see what the results will be a couple of months from now. And I'm definitely going to keep tracking all of these metrics from Ahrefs that I just shared. And other than that, I really want to thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.